He sold only one painting in his lifetime. Today, his art is worth millions. People travel across the world just to stand in silence before his work. But this isn't a story about success. This is a story about loneliness. Before the colors, before the sunflowers, before the swirling skies, there was silence. Vincent van Gogh was not born a genius. He was not celebrated, he was not understood, he was lost. He tried to find his place in the world and failed. He worked as an art dealer, but he couldn't fit into the system. He tried teaching, but couldn't connect. He even tried becoming a preacher, giving everything he had to help others, but even there he was rejected. Everywhere he went, he didn't belong, and slowly, quietly, the world began to forget him before it even knew his name.
Vincent van Gogh.
Imagine that feeling, to exist but not be seen, to speak but not be heard, to feel everything but have nowhere to put it. So he turned to the only thing that didn't reject him: paint. At first his paintings were dark, heavy, almost suffocating. They weren't meant to impress anyone. They were honest, reflected the life he was living, lonely, cold, uncertain. But inside him, something was changing. A fire. A quiet but powerful need to express what words never could. And then slowly, his world began to change. Color entered his life. Yellow, bright and alive, like a sun he could finally feel. Blue, deep and endless, like the thoughts that never left him. His paintings became brighter, more alive, more intense. But he wasn't happier, because sometimes the brightest colors hide the deepest pain. From the outside, it looked like he was finding himself, like he was finally becoming the artist he was meant to be. But inside, the loneliness never left. It only grew louder. For a moment, he thought things might be different. He met another artist, someone who understood painting, someone who lived in that same world of color and emotion, and for the first time, he wasn't alone, or at least it felt that way. They talked, they painted, they shared ideas. It was everything he had been searching for: connection. But not all connections last. Slowly, things began to change. Conversations turned into arguments. Silence replaced understanding. Distance grew even when they were in the same room. And just like before, he found himself alone again. But this time, it hurt more, because he had felt what it was like not to be alone, and losing that is a different kind of pain. Then came the breaking point, a moment where everything inside him became too much. Too many thoughts, too many emotions, too much silence. And that night, he lost control. Not for attention, not for drama, but maybe because the pain inside him had nowhere else to go. After that night, when everything inside him broke, Vincent didn't just lose control. He lost his place in the world. And soon after, he admitted himself into an asylum at Saint-Paul-de-Moselle, a place meant for silence. But inside his mind, the chaos only grew louder. Yet, in that isolation, something strange happened. His paintings didn't fade, they transformed. The world outside became calmer, but on canvas it began to swirl, twist, and breathe. And in that very asylum, he painted one of the most famous artworks in history, the Starry Night. The sky was no longer just a sky. It moved, it swirled, it breathed. The fields were no longer just fields. They stretched endlessly, restless, alive. Even his own face, when he painted it, looked back at him like a stranger. Every brushstroke carried something heavy, something unspoken, something real. This wasn't just art. This was survival. Painting became the only place where he could exist fully, where he didn't have to explain himself, where he didn't have to fit in, where loneliness could finally take shape. But the world still didn't understand. People didn't see genius, they saw confusion. They didn't see emotion, they saw madness. He kept painting, but recognition never came. Not when he needed it, not when it could have saved him. Time passed, and he moved to a quiet place, a village far from everything. No noise, no distractions, just him and his thoughts and his canvas. There, he painted even more, almost as if he knew that time was running out. The brush moved faster, the strokes became stronger, the colors even more alive. But behind all that beauty, there was something else. A quiet sadness, a feeling that something was ending, and maybe he felt it before anyone else did. One day, he walked into a field, a simple field like the ones he had painted so many times before. But this time, he didn't come back the same. And not long after, he was gone. Just like that. No applause, no recognition, no understanding. He died believing he was a failure, unseen, unheard, alone. Today, people stand in silence before his work, not because they are told to, but because they feel something they can't explain. Maybe it's the loneliness. Maybe it's the truth. Maybe it's the part of themselves they see in his paintings. Because deep down, we all know what it feels like to be alone, to not be understood, to search for meaning in a world that doesn't always make sense. And maybe that's why his art lives on. Not because it is perfect, but because it is real. Vincent van Gogh was never meant to fit into this world. Maybe he was here to paint a new one, a world where emotions are visible, where pain has color, where loneliness has a voice. And maybe in every brushstroke we make, in every painting we create, we keep that world alive. We keep him alive, just a little longer. Soon we'll uncover Vincent van Gogh's self-portraits. Long before Van Gogh, another artist kept returning to his own face again and again, Rembrandt van Rijn. We explored that journey in our last video. You might like that one too.